Live on the Golden Square podcast.
Ooh, this is Linda. This is Barry. And when you come to the round table, you square off with the girl. Square off.
Hey, everybody. I know what y'all saying again. Where is Barry? Well, you remember last week we said, keep him in your prayers. This week we're saying the same thing. So he's okay, but keep him in your prayers, in your prayers. Keep him in your prayers. So I don't even have him here to say, Barry, how was your day? So he could say, Linda, how was your day? And I miss him so much. Yeah, it's Thursday, Barry. So what do we do today? But anyway, it's me. You get me all to yourself. It's just me. Say you love me. Oh, see that? He was here to say no. Don't go that way. But anyway, so how are you today? And thank you so much for joining Linda Scott and Barry Bonds in Spirit, the Golden Square podcast. So listen, tonight we have a beautiful, beautiful person that's going to make you go, oh, really? Okay, so get your pen, your paper, so you can get your questions together. And you might even have a date in mind. So let's get this going. So tonight we truly have a special guest joining us tonight. Tawanda Sims out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. She is not just a wedding planner or an event planner. She is a designer of memories. How about that? A designer of memories. She's a visionary who turns dreams into experience people would treasure or cherish for the rest of their lives. Yes, that's who she is. So, family, without any more further ado, let's go ahead and bring in the one, the only Miss Tawanda Sims. Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I miss my co-host, so you two have to keep him in your prayers. And
I will.
He wanted to be here so bad, but God had another assignment for him that's really, really important. So just keep him in your prayers. But you all are me. You all are me. So my day has been it has been long. It has been lonely for my friend. I haven't had anything to eat because he's not here. What else is going on? So that's about it. I've been super excited. Let me just be honest with you, to have you on the show for a long time. And not only on the podcast, but to be able to work with you for a long time. So for me, I am so honored that you said yes. And y'all, she said yes with no problems. And then she asked the question, are they going to be able to see me? Yeah, girl.
Because I always think a podcast is like just talking. So I was like, they're going to see me.
Yes, they're going to see you. And these are the people that always in the background. They never want to come forward. So the back part of it and the front end, it's crazy. Now you see who's in the front end. No, she's in the front and the back. She's doing it all. She's one of those, like my team tell me, Miss Linda, just we got it. No, let's make sure this is this way. So I understand so much. And I'm so honored that you're here. So let's get this party started. So I know you was in corporate before you started the wedding planner and the event planning and all that stuff. What made you go into let's do the wedding planning. What made you go into wedding planning?
So that's a great question. So first of all, thank you for inviting me. You know, this is not my era, but because it was you, I said yes to the podcast. So thank you so much for inviting me to be a part of your podcast. So, what transitioned me from corporate to the wedding industry? You know, Veronica Jackson is my best friend, and she's the MC of all MCs. And about 11
Right.
years ago, Veronica was MCing a wedding, and she asked me to go with her to help her with the wedding, to assist her. And while I was sitting there in rehearsal, and the bride had a friendor to help her with her wedding, and I said friendor, not planner, to help her with the
Right.
wedding. As they was doing the wedding, I was, with me being detailed and with my corporate job, everything had to be intact. I'm sitting there and things are just going left, right, and I'm sitting there cringing, but I'm like, no, no, help,
Yeah.
help you. Can I do this? So I just started helping out with
Hmm.
rehearsal. So fast forward to the wedding the next day, the wedding was just crazy. And I'm just sitting there watching it because I'm there to help Veronica. And the wedding was
Right.
going crazy. They forgot the broom, they forgot the candles, the marriage license was missing. So I just started kind of like jumping in and helping out and just assisting. And then people started coming to me saying, do you have a card? Are you the wedding planner? And I'm like, no, I'm not the wedding planner. And then I was like, you know what? Let me just take a step back and
Hmm.
stop helping out this wedding, because people actually think this is my wedding, because I got so involved in wanting to make sure that that bride had a very, very nice wedding. I should say the groom too. So after that wedding, Pastor Gwen Sheldon,
Yes.
her niece, Dee Dee, came to me and she asked me, hey, I hear you do weddings. Will you please plan my wedding? And I said, Dee Dee, no, I don't do weddings. I said, I've never
Mm.
done a wedding in my life. She says, but my auntie told me you did such a great job at this wedding a few months ago, and I want you to do my wedding. So I said, I'll do it. I don't know what to charge you. I'm not gonna charge you anything because I don't know what I'm doing. And if I mess it up, you can't blame me. But if you have
Right.
a great wedding, then guess what? You've had a great wedding. And I planned her wedding. There was a few hiccups along the way, but that's when I got bitten by the wedding bug, is planning her
Mm.
wedding and seeing the smile on her face. And like I was saying, even though there was a lot of hiccups doing it, because I had no clue of what I was doing. But at that point I said, let me take a step back, go get some training, I had the burning. So I went to get the learning. And that's when I said, you know what? I stayed in corporate America for about another 8 years. And then I decided, let me take a step. I'm going to go ahead on and do this and do my own thing. So that's it.
Wow.
That's how I
That's
fell into
awesome.
it.
That's how it normally happens it's when you're an organizer, period, and when you go places and you see things are not in order, you you can't just sit there.
Yeah.
They can't. Can I help? No, I don't think this. Let me do this right here for you. So that just speaks volume for you. Period. So the question that I would be trying to come up with would be like, what makes it? Uh, I don't know. So, well, what do you believe that will make a truly unforgettable wedding?
Truly unforgettable wedding
Yeah.
is knowing that, as a planner,
Hmm.
knowing that you did everything you possibly can to make sure that that bride and groom day was unforgettable. There are going to be some hiccups along the way. No event, no wedding is perfect. And if
Right.
anybody tells you it's perfect, they're lying, because it's not.
Right.
And there are going to be some things that's going to happen. But what truly makes it unforgettable is, for me, is when, after all the planning and all of the late night phone calls and all the 3 a.m. text messages that I do under the cover, so my husband don't know that I'm texting my bride back at that that time of morning, when we walk into that space, when it's called a room reveal, and when we
Hmm.
walk in and they see all of their money, all of their late night phone calls, all of their blood, sweat, and tears into this space. And the tears start flowing. And I just kind of take a step back and say, that's why I do this. This is why I do what I do.
Oh,
That's what
oh my,
makes it unforgettable.
I I feel it. I have seen some of your work, and I said, and I want you to remember this because I am older than you. When I turn 90, remember, you write this down now. I don't want no problems. You have to go back to this. But when I turn 90, I want you to give me the biggest, beautiful wedding ever. My colors are going to be orange, cream, and something gold. So you got all that. You got time. You got time.
I got
You got
time. I got
you got a couple of
let me
years.
write that down. Orange, cream, and gold.
So that's that's one of my questions that I want to know. Just what makes an unforgettable wedding? You know, all this planning that you do, the monies that you save. Do you think that and I'm sure you do because this is your job, the money that people are putting in, some weddings I have seen that people put in thousands and thousands of dollars in big weddings, and then they didn't last for 6 months.
Mhm.
Do you um do you speak with your counsel, your bride and groom?
Yes. So a lot of times, and I'm glad you asked that question because a lot of couples will do or plan a wedding based off what they see on social media, or because
Mm,
they've gone to somebody else's wedding and they want to top that wedding. And I've had uh, brides that actually say this to me. So my mantra is your wedding, your way. You know what your budget is. You know how much you want that you can spend. Don't try to outdo or overspend on your wedding just because your girlfriend's wedding was a 90,000 or a 60,000 or $80,000 wedding, because you got to live, that next day after your wedding.
right.
A lot of times what happens is they go on Pinterest, and a lot of them will see these elaborate designs and decors that they see on Pinterest, and then they will come and they would want to, they will literally, and I've had this happen, Linda, they would literally pull all the money out of their 401k. They will pull
Wow.
all the money out of their savings so that they can have the wedding of their dreams. Now, and during the planning process, what's happening is they're fighting and they're arguing because they don't, the groom is saying, no, we're not doing this. And the bride is saying yes, or vice versa. So what I do is sometimes I'll say, look, why don't we pull back? You
Mm,
guys can wait a year so that you
hmm.
can save the money so that you can have the wedding of your dream. And then when they have an officiant or a counselor that I know, I will literally get on the phone with them and say, listen, when you start counseling them, please talk finances. Please let
Right.
them know, because they're trying to spend, they're pulling money out of this place, that place, just so that they can have a tree in the reception space that costs $2,800 for one tree. That's a rental that has to go back, when now they're arguing about their car payment that's got to be paid. So yeah, I
Mm,
do get involved. I do speak to the ministers and the officiants. I give them the heads up so that they can be counseled, and advise, either we should hold off until we have the money to do it, or you guys come up with a better plan.
so do you have a team,
Yes,
Tawana?
yes, I do. I have a team, and my team, I have a team of 8, and they've
Hmm.
been with me. The one that's been with me the least amount is 2 years, and that's Tatiana. But I have a team that's been with me, and they're not all in the wedding industry, but they
Hmm.
work. They have their own individual jobs. They work their full time jobs, but you might as well say they are. But we all have our own lanes. I have a
Right.
guest service team. I have a MC, director of MC team. I have wedding and bridal concierge. So yeah, we have a team, and it's phenomenal, and I love them to death because they're not going anywhere.
Exactly. And I feel the same way about my team. But listen, um, so being a planner, wedding planner, because we're still on that, just a wedding planner. So being a wedding planner, if just me and my friend want to plan something, that ain't gonna work because we need all those people who you say that you have on your team to make this go correct. Am I almost right?
You are almost right, and my you see one we don't I don't work with friendors for a couple of
Mm-hmm.
reasons. You and your friend can come to me, or can go to a planner and say we want to plan an event, but for the main reason is liability reasons. If I let you and your friend come in and plan your event or your wedding, and then you don't necessarily need me. But
Mm-hmm.
if you hire me and then you want to micromanage or you want to kind of do my job, then I can't work with you for a couple of reasons. Mainly, one is my insurance. My liability is not going to cover you if something happens to you while we're out there planning or doing your wedding. I cannot cover you. The other thing is if something happens with your wedding, something goes wrong, things are forgotten, everything that you've envisioned that you want doesn't happen, then guess who's going to get blamed for that? Or guess who's going
Right.
to fall on? It's going to fall on me. It's not going to fall on you and your friend because I'm the professional. I'm the one in the room that knows what I'm doing. So why would you need me if you can want to plan your own event? So I don't work with frienders, and I'm very adamant about it. I used to, and then it winds up where the frienders come in or they don't show up,
Mm-hmm.
or they get in and they get overwhelmed and they can't do it. So I've learned over the years where either you hire me, when you hire me, you hire my team. You hire the
Right.
team. And we don't work, all of us don't work, one wedding. I don't bring out all eight of us. It all depends on how large the wedding party, how many guests you have, whether or not I bring out the whole team. But yeah, once you hire elite, you don't have to worry about it. Just go and enjoy the wedding.
So is this this is the wedding season right now, right?
Yes, it's wedding season right now. We're moving into engagement season, which is one of the times we start at Thanksgiving and start Thanksgiving through February. So this is the time when you start keeping your nails keeping your nails clean, keeping your hands pretty because this is engagement season. So the way it works is wedding season now is for everyone that got engaged last year and that have planned their wedding. The weddings are now taking place. So this is really called the slow
Oh,
season for us. And that's why you see a lot of us marketing and planning and posting because they're getting ready for the new brides and the new couples that are coming on.
so there's actually engagement season.
Yes. Yes.
When is that season?
No,
Because I missed it. When is that season?
it starts Thanksgiving Day, typically
What?
in this market, Thanksgiving Day through February. That's engagement season.
For
And
the
if you
14th.
notice on Thanksgiving is the 28th, right?
No, I was saying February
Oh,
the 14th.
through February 14th, through February 14th. So if you notice, just take note this year, you're going to see a lot of people popping up saying, I said yes. I said yes. Well, it's engagement season. It's engagement
Shut
season.
up. Okay, so you got me because I didn't know there was no seasons for engagements. I I went to get a venue one time and they said, "Oh, it's wedding season." A wedding season.
Yeah, it's a wedding.
You
Yeah,
just get married and no, everybody gets married about the same time frame. Or I didn't know about the engagement.
yeah.
This is like really, really crazy. So what trends are out there right now and what trend do you think will last?
So the trends that's really hot right now, and it's
Uh,
really going back to a couple of years ago, you'll see a lot of drapery, a lot of linens on the tables again, because before we kind of moved away from that and we was using linenless tables and using a lot of backdrops and but now if you look, you're going to see a lot of the Baroque drapery, a lot of linen, even on the tables of the Baroque style. So that's one of the trends that I don't think will ever go away. And I
mhm.
love it because it makes the wedding and the day and the room so soft and elegant as opposed to just walking in, you got a table and there's no linen on the table, which is nice too. But the trends right now that's really, really hot is the Baroque drapery and also candles. You're gonna see candles, candlelight, up lights everywhere. You're gonna see a lot of less flowers, but a lot of lighting, a lot of candle lights. And that'll never go away.
Wow, this girl, one of these days I'm having that big wedding when I turn 90. I want everything when I turn 90. But the catch on that though, T, is I gotta have a man first. That part. So but I'm gonna have him. I'm gonna have him. God gonna send it to me. God gonna send it to me. But anyway, um, oh my God,
He
I
answered
am
prayers.
just
God answered prayers. God answered prayers.
he does. He does. He does. I would get a replacement. When my husband passed. Okay. Well, when my husband passed, let me just say this. Not when he passed. When my husband and I got married, we went to Vegas and we got married. and we did have a planner to do everything when we got there, where we need to go. And by us getting married in Vegas, we had to get the license from Vegas, the whole work. So it was it was really nice. It was nice. So when God sent him, called him home, I said, okay, when I turn 90, I'll do it again. Until then, honey, don't worry, I'll be right here by myself. So it's amazing. Now I'm learning a lot from you tonight. I especially that engagement season. I just never knew of that. So um I know you're very creative. You have to be. So in planning a wedding, what is which wedding, I'm sure you have one, that has taken you like in a hurry and go, oh my God, I got to do this right here and I got to take it to the next level. Have you had one of those?
Yes. There's a wedding a couple of years ago. I did an Asian wedding, and the mother of the groom, because this particular Southeastern Asian is when the parents of the groom was the one responsible for the wedding. She found me, and I was at the Signature Grand when the Signature Grand was here, and I was helping out a florist. I was there. She was a vendor, and she reached out to me and said that, "Hey, my son is getting married, and I really want to talk to you about my wedding." So then I said, okay, sure, let's talk. And when I agreed to do her wedding, I didn't realize, well, she didn't tell me then that she was inviting 1,500 people, and it
Ooh,
was a 5-day wedding. And it was 5 different events, different type of events every day. That wedding really helped my career elevate, because I had to learn the culture in 60 days. So I did a
mm,
lot of studying about their culture. She didn't care. She was like, "You come highly recommended. I really want to work with you. Signature Grant said that you would be great. So I'll walk you through it." So this particular wedding, the owners of the weddings were the parents of the wedding, they're owner of Boost Mobile. And I didn't know any of this, Linda, until after the wedding, right?
right,
After everything was over, I found out who I was working for. But
right,
to be able to plan, execute with the logistics for a wedding of 1,500 people, 5-day event, had to take care of the hotel accommodations, the flights accommodation, and they're coming from all over the world, Australia, Italy, Paris. It was crazy. I had to hire BSO to even escort this convoy to the venue. And I had it was just trial and error, and God, I know it was God.
yeah,
But I
yeah,
knew then, after that particular wedding, that nothing, any kind of event that come my way, if I can sit down and if I can think it
right,
and pray about it and ask God for help, I can make it happen, because that was thrown at me. I said yes before realizing what, but I realized at one point I was kind of like upset with myself for saying yes, because I never, and I tell a lot of these new wedding planners, never overpromise and underdeliver. I'd rather for
right.
you to say you can't do it and then over deliver. And I
Yeah,
felt like that's what I did. But what that wedding taught me was, say yes, keep God first, just do it, learn as you go, don't worry about the mistakes, trial and error. And that wedding helped me, and it kind of plateaued my business to the next
yeah.
level. That
Wow.
was the one. That was
So
the one that I
have you planned a African wedding?
yes, couple of them. Yes,
Oh, so they do
couple of
the
them.
so many days as well, right?
Right. But yeah, they do, but not like this. So theirs is like a 3-day event. So there's a African doctor in Orlando. It was a destination wedding for them, because he lives in Orlando. They both live in Orlando, but all of their family came from Guyana, and they
Mm,
flew in. So I took care of all of that. But their culture, and I really love that, because I was learning our culture of what they do. So
right,
that was really close to my heart. But yeah, I've done African weddings, I've done Hindu weddings, I've done, of course, the South, uh, um, I've done a couple from Thailand. They and his wife is the wife does my nails right now, so I do their wedding. They're like family. So I've done quite a bit. I even went to Dubai to do a site visit, and I was over there for 10 days, and there was a wedding happening there, and I was just walking through the venue, and this was weird. You'll never believe this. One of the when I was there, the lady of the hotel, the sales director said, "There's a wedding on the that's happening here on Saturday, and they don't have a planner. Too bad you can't help them." So I wind up helping them anyway.
Shut
They kind of,
up.
she introduced me to it, and of course, I didn't get paid for it, but it helped me learn
You got
and
paid
was able
for it.
to put
You didn't
exactly.
get the monetary, but you got paid.
I got paid for it.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right.
Because I came back and I met this couple and says, "Have you done a wedding in Dubai?" And I was like, "Yeah." And and I went to the doctor. My husband remember this. I burned my hand. I had to go to the ER, not the ER, what do you call it? Those
Yeah,
doctors
the
that are
urgent cares
MD
and
now. And yeah, and she was my doctor, and she was taking care of me, and she was getting married. And she said, "We're going to Dubai, and I want you to do the wedding." And I started planning a wedding. So yeah, I
girl.
didn't get paid monetarily, but I got paid for the experience.
That's right. And the money and the lesson that you received out of that, girl, that
Yeah,
ain't,
exactly.
yeah, yeah. And people don't
Because what if I would
understand.
have said no? What if I would have said, "Oh no, I'm not going to
Exactly.
do
That's
that"?
what I'm just saying. They don't understand the value of I can help you because they
Right.
don't know where it's going to be. Let me just when God opens that door and put your foot in the building, there's a
Hmm.
reason and a purpose why he did so. So he sent you over there so you could see how it happened.
Exactly.
You didn't know
Exactly.
no wedding was being planned. So, girl, oh my God, that just gave me chills all over because
Yeah.
um
Yeah, that was
I've done
fun too.
things just like that. And it's like, oh, you can do this? Sure, I can.
Sure.
What do you
Yeah.
need?
Yeah. What do you
Let's do
need?
this. And it is not always about the money.
It's not.
It's not
It's not.
about the money. What lesson would I learn? What would you teach me? How would
Yeah.
you teach me? And from that experience, the money comes.
The
We
money
can't go
comes.
chasing money all the time. I say that all the time. You can't chase that dollar. Let that dollar chase you just like it chased you all the way out in somebody else's country. You were the one for that lesson.
Yeah.
That's an amazing story, girl. That's everything. So, um, girl, I have so many questions. I don't even know where to begin. This is an important one for me, and I think we spoke about it a little bit. What's the importance of the relationship between you and the bride and groom?
Oh, that's a great question. It's very important because one thing that I share with my couples is that I need to know I need to be a part of your family. I need to know all of your family dynamics when I'm planning your wedding. Who Aunt Mary don't get along with Uncle John anymore, and my cousin Linda can't sit by my cousin Mary. I need to know everything because at the end of the day, on your wedding day, you are going to enjoy your day. Everything else falls on me. So it's important that the relationship is tight. I call it the diamond experience. I tell my
Mm-hmm,
clients that you need at the end of the day when you hire me, one thing that you will experience: loyalty,
mm-hmm,
trust, and our experience. And once
mm-hmm,
they've captured the diamond experience, is what we call it, then I
mm-hmm.
know that my bride and my groom they're gonna be fine. I become like their best friend. I become
Right,
like the bride. They call me the wedding angel. Some call me the wedding godmother because I know everything about them. I mean, they call me
right,
3 o'clock in the morning. I answer. They text me 1 a.m. at
right,
night. I'm answering. What about this and what about that? And my cousin's doing this and my cousin's doing that. And then what happens is when it's get close time for their wedding, all of these people that they're having problems with, I'm the peacemaker. Yeah, you
yeah,
may be having problems with her, but I want to make sure that because one day that might be my client. You know what I'm saying? So I don't,
right,
I'm not going to treat them anyway. I just want to like, you know what? It's her day. Tomorrow may be your day. So it's very important that me and my groom, especially my grooms, because if I can connect with the grooms, I got the bride. I got the bride already. It's getting the groom on my side, because he's the purse. He's the one with the
right,
purse. That's really
right.
connecting with the groom. So
Mm.
it's important.
It says, Miss Brown said, "You are the best."
Oh,
And
Miss
so,
Brown.
yes, Olive Brown. She said, "You are the best," and that's not a
Oh,
lie. That's not a lie. You are. Um, I know the first time that I met you in that capacity, not from the church, but in that capacity, you were helping Tia with her fashion show, and I see how that has grown. Are you
mhm.
still planning anything with her this
Yes.
season?
Yes, as a matter of fact, Tia and I next Saturday, we partnered with the city. Oh, let me stop shaking. The city of Tamarack for
Mm-hmm.
the city of Tamarack's back to school, book
Look
supplies,
back.
school supplies
Yes,
giveaway.
school
So
supplies.
Tia and her models are is modeling for that, and I will be emceeing. Go figure. They asked me to
Oh,
MC, and I'm like, I'm
okay.
not an MC.
Okay,
I
did
don't
you hear me
MC.
say, "Oh, how is that happening?" Okay, all right.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
So I'm like, no, I'm not an MC, but I am working with that. And as a result of me saying yes to that, tells you how saying yes pays off. The city of Tamarack have agreed to sponsor my holiday fashion show that I put on every year.
okay,
So it works out. So yeah, I'm still working with her. She's doing a great job. I still, she's doing really well. She's back at it. I think since COVID, we kind of went our
everybody.
separate ways because of COVID, but now she's coming back. She's back at it full time. And this is my first time coming back on the scene since COVID.
But let me ask you to give Tia a little plug because Tia doesn't have standard models, plus size models, male models. What type of models does Tia have?
Teal models are phenomenal. She works with children and some adults with special needs and autism. And when I tell you her models will have you on your feet, they are phenomenal. And the way she trains them to walk, the way she trains them to how they bring their life to, bring their walk to life on the stage is
Hmm.
amazing. These kids, her model troupe is inclusive of children with special needs and
Right,
regular models, but you
right.
would never know that those kids were special needs children once they hit that runway. So shout out to Tia with No Limits Foundation for working with those kids. Runway, I think it's No Limits on the runway. She's
But
amazing.
yeah,
Just shout out to her. She's amazing.
yes. I want to make sure I said that because of the hard work that she does, and
Yeah.
she is a worker. She don't play about those kids,
No.
and her son John is now a big time photographer and everything. And before, girl, and it was like in the beginning, I said, "Oh my God, he's so handsome." She was
Yes.
like,
John
"He ain't
John.
gonna
I
do it.
love
He ain't
John
gonna do
John.
it." But now, yes, that is. I mean, it speaks volume for both of you. Let me just put it that way because um, we have to learn how to work with each other. It is
Right.
not just okay. So no, I could do this by myself. We all need some help, and I commend her heart and truly. Did Tia ever tell you how we met?
You guys were,
At the
I
no, she
think
was
so.
at the airport. Was I leaving? No, she was leaving. I think I was at work, and
Okay.
I convinced her, and I told her how beautiful she is, and you know how beautiful she is, and she had
Yeah.
that 6 foot frame and everything, and she said, "Okay, I'll call you when I get back." I'm like, "Okay, all right. What's your number?"
Right.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. And
we
we met in CBS. She was
oh
walking, and she's tall and she walks
right.
and she's walking out. And I just said, wow, you walk like a model. And she's like, matter of fact, I am a model. I was like, you are?
Yes,
Wow.
yes,
And we talked, and I think when we met, Tia and I was in the store for about an hour, and that's when I learned more about her model troupe and what she does. And I told her, listen, I'm an event planner. If you ever need anything, girl, I got you because I love your mission. I love what you're doing. And that's how I started with Tia.
that's amazing. That's everything. And I said I want you to know and watch both of you because that's important to me to see how people interact with each other. And I know Tia, I know
Mhm.
you. and each came from a different capacity of my knowledge of you. So when I saw the two of you working well, that was like, okay, that's gonna be a good team, a good team.
Yeah,
And
thank
I'm
you.
so very
Yeah.
proud of her. I am so very proud of you as well. Madam Producer, I know there was just a message on there. Can you
Yes, it's from our beautiful Alice. Thank you, Alice, for being here today. Tawana, what a blessing to many people. You know your job.
Thank you.
okay,
Thank
Tawana?
you.
There's I don't think I know well, yes I do. I know a couple of wedding planners. And for what I have experienced with you, it's like, man, she's amazing because I know you about getting everything in line. And when you have a team such as yours that make everything look so easy, those are the people that you go, oh yeah, I can learn from them right there because you made it look just that easy. Madam President, can you show us some of her work, please? And you could comment it on it, T, please.
Okay. So this is you probably know Dr. Mary Smith. This is her baby and Bobby. This
Oh
wedding was
yeah! Oh my
they've been married.
God!
That yeah, Mary Smith, who's running for city of commissioner seat number 4. That's
Yes.
and you know she went to Mount Bethel. That was their
Yes.
wedding. I think that was at the Marriott. And I think she's been married now for what 5 years. They have a little boy now. And yeah, Jessica and Bobby. That was a beautiful wedding. Jessica was a bride that she didn't have a bridal party. She didn't want anybody walking. It was all about her and Bobby. And when I
Okay.
tell you that was one of the best weddings because all I had to worry about was my Jessica. So this was at
Yes.
the Marriott on Fort Lauderdale Beach. So this was one of my really very close one that was close to my heart because Mary's my cousin, and she was like, cousin, you know how Jessica is, and I say, I know her, I got her, and yeah, we was able to make Jessica and Bobby Street come true, and now they are doing very well in Atlanta.
Oh, how beautiful! Oh my gosh, she's a big girl now. No, she's a woman now.
She's a woman now.
Oh,
Oh, so this wedding, yeah, this is my so this wedding couple here is a result. Remember the Asian wedding that I told you about with the
right.
1,500 guest list? So she was a guest at the wedding. She was actually a relative of Noha, my client. And after that wedding, they hired me to do their wedding in West Palm Beach. So that was
Wow.
another Asian wedding. And they've become family. They've had a baby and I love them to death.
Right.
This
So do
was
you
a
organize the arrange the flowers and the whole layout?
Yeah, full service, yeah. So they just normally tell me their vision. Of course, if they make all the decisions about what they want, but once I
Right.
capture their vision, and they have to send me when we first start out. I have them to send me inspiration pictures based on your
Mm-hmm.
budget. Send
Mm-hmm.
me the inspiration pictures, and once I see the inspiration picture, one thing that I love about my clients, and I thank God I get to kind of pick and choose them. They kind of
Mm-hmm.
usually trust me and say, okay, my brides are busy brides, my couples are busy couples. All right, take it from there. So once I capture the vision, that's when I can just start meeting with the florist, with the producers, with the designers, and I just pull it all together, and then I start showing them, hey, you like this, what about this one? They was like, we don't care, just do it. And then I have some other brides that are really involved and will be a
Right.
part of it, but yeah, but I pull it all together. It works better that way.
Wow, and it looks great. So this one is in Fort Lauderdale as well? Or
Yeah,
that's on the beach, right?
that's on the beach. That was at the Conrad, out on the beach, overlooking the beach.
Okay. Girl, I keep on showing them. Oh, those are the candles. Look.
Yes, yeah, those are the camp. They're trending. So you can see this was in Miami. This was one of my most recent ones. This was in Miami. As you can see, she was all about the candle lights. And one thing I didn't mention that's also trending, Linda, are you see the bowls on the table, on the plates?
Yes.
Those are trending as well. So that's her menu, and each one of them had a bow tie on it, and every menu on the bow tie had everybody's name on it, so it was a keepsake for her guests. So it's
Oh, how
little
nice.
details like that we pulled together. But yeah, that was at
Okay.
Colonnade in Miami.
That is beautiful. So you have your own photography team?
Own photography team. I work with quite a few of them, and what I
Mhm.
do is I have photography teams that I'll pull them in or refer them based on budget. So I have top
Okay.
tier, middle tier, and then I don't say low budget, just the ones that want a basic wedding. So that's how I have most of my vendors are like that. I keep the ones that say when I ask what's your floral and decor budget, if it's over
Right.
50,000, then I have a set that we go to. If it's under, 50 and 20, then I go here. And then if it said, you know what, I'm not spending that much. I'm not spending, okay, no problem. We got you. Because it's always about your wedding, your way. I don't turn them
Right.
away just because your budget is not as high as the next person, which is why I
Right.
tell brides, don't plan your wedding based on the last wedding that I did.
Right.
Because that's what they say for do your wedding your way. Now this was in Coral Gables as well. This was the African wedding that you mentioned to me, the couple.
Yes.
So he's African, she's not. They had to compromise. So remember, I told you they have a 3-day event. So the wedding we did in Coral Gables, she said, if I have to sit and if I have and if I have to do all of the African culture, I want to have all the flowers I want. She was all about florals.
Oh,
The part that you see there is a floral display hanging from the ceiling. This lady
yes.
had flowers everywhere, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
It's beautiful pictures. Oh
Yeah.
my God, that's
Thank
amazing. Oh. Oh, who is that? That's the
you.
boss lady, huh?
So yeah, that's me. That's when I was in New York. So when I went to New York, one thing I tell new wedding planners is if you got the learning, got the burning, get the learning. So what I did when
Mhm.
I first started out, and it's been a few years ago, I don't do the actual, well, when you get in this industry, you got to figure out what part of the industry that you love, what parts that
Okay.
really speaks to you. And flowers were one that I really, really loved, but I didn't like getting my hands on. So I had to
Mm,
make sure but I needed to know, how to put together a floral arrangement so that if the florists don't show up, or if
right.
something happens when the florists leave, I'm the one that's got to make sure everything is okay. So I took
Correct.
a class and went to New York, and I took a class with Preston Bailey. And if you Google him,
Mm,
he's one of the top florist educators in the world. I met with him, and I am a graduate of the Preston Bailey University, a Preston Bailey
yes.
protege, and that was one of the displays that I had to work on and put together.
Wow. I'm loving it. Oh my God.
So this wedding, this was I think this is Elaine's wedding. So oh no, this is Deborah and Dion's wedding. This was at the Conrad as well. Oh, so the ceremony that you saw that was on the beach
Yes.
at the Conrad?
The-
This was the reception space. This is the reception space for
No
that
way.
ceremony for Deborah and Dion. And you're looking at the sweetheart table. And she too loved flowers. So this space was this was they had about 90 guests there, but you would think flowers were everywhere. We had so many flowers. I had them all out in the hallway, all over, around the bar, around everywhere,
Oh my
everywhere. Because
God.
she loved
That
flowers.
is beautiful.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. I'm
So
done.
this was at
Right.
this is the same wedding for the African wedding that I did. This is one of the other tables. The one where you saw the ceiling, the florals in the ceiling.
Right.
This
And
was
if,
one of the
yes.
royal tables. This is what we call a royal table. So this is where the family sat at this particular table. And that floral bridge and all of the candles. This was about 3-4 years ago. This one
Wow.
was easy. This
Oh,
one
it
was easy.
was?
Yeah, that
That
one
is
was easy.
gorgeous. Okay.
So this one, this wedding was, you see the fountain? I
Yes.
wish I probably should have sent you the before one. Well, this one was covered with 4 layers of flowers. and flowers were also everywhere. We did the draping. This was at the Colonnade in Miami. And after the wedding, this bride Ashley was funny. People were leaving, and she was like, "Nobody's leaving this building without flowers." She started giving out flowers, and everybody's taking flowers because she wanted nothing silk, all real fresh florals. And she had a really large budget for florals, but she was a flower baby. She was a flower baby, and that's what she wanted. So we made it happen for her.
Good for you. Excellent. I mean, everything is beautiful. I am. Everything is beautiful, beautiful. I've gone to a couple of weddings. Ramona said, "I need a husband now." I'm with
Let me
you,
say this
Ramona.
about
I
that.
need one too. Just so
Let me
these
say
are
this though
beautiful.
about those arrangements right quick, because a lot of people, I mean, about the pictures that you saw, and this is for anyone who's out there looking, who's planning a wedding or want to plan one in the future. Don't think because what you saw, I mean, that you won't be able to have that, because yeah, it looks over the top and it looks
Hmm.
very like, oh my God, I'll never, because I've had people to call me and say, I really want you to plan my wedding, but I can't afford you. And I'm like, why would you say that? We work with our budgets. So and I'm saying this to say your vision, your wedding, your way, just find a planner, find a designer that you can work with, that is going to be realistic about your budget. And you
Right.
may not be able to have, if your budget is not as large as Ashley's, but guess
Hmm.
what? You just tell your planner one thing that you love, two things that you love, and we will focus in on that particular item. Then everything
Right.
else will be minimal. So you can
Right.
have your wedding. You don't have to spend 30, 40, $50,000 on flowers, but you can also have your wedding your way.
Your
So don't let
way.
anybody tell you that you cannot have your wedding your way, because you can't.
Wow. Wow. So, T, what is the biggest lesson that you've learned in this business and being a event planner?
The biggest lesson I've learned, and this is probably at the beginning of me working as an event planner, is listening to
Mm.
family members,
Mm-hmm.
listening to um, not really listening to what the bride wants and what the groom wants,
Mm-hmm.
but at the beginning, now this was at the beginning stage, trying to be keep up with the trend, with the Joneses.
Mm-hmm.
And I say
Mm-hmm.
that for a reason. Because I was building. So I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
make sure that everything that I did and everything that I put out there looked like the next person,
Right.
knowing that I was failing on the, on the inside, because I'm Tawanda. I know what my strengths are, I know what my weaknesses are, and I know what I can make happen. So the biggest lesson I learned is to all things won't always go as planned.
Right.
But when things go south and left, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. You have to
Yeah.
be able to bounce back and make
Mm-hmm.
things happen, and then own it, take accountability for it, and then move forward. But if you always try to cover up and not take ownership for what went wrong, then
Mm-hmm.
that's something that's going to hurt you. And once you get burned in this industry, you're burned. So put the right team around you. When you got the right people around you, when things go left, south, north, west, they got your back. And then when
Mm-hmm.
things do happen, and I can tell you a story of something that happened on my watch that'll never happen again, because I always learn. My mantra is, I learn from every event. You're only as good as your last event. You take what
Right.
happened, what did not happen, you learn from it, and you perfect it.
Right.
So that's what I learned, is to take whatever went wrong, process it, learn from it, own it, and move on.
Wow. So, a question that I ask every female um, walking, if they give me a chance to ask this question, is hmm, how do you think this business has shaped you as a woman and or leader?
I would say, because I've always had a heart of serving
Mm-hmm.
and being and making sure that it's not about me, It's
Mm-hmm.
about the next person. I
Mm-hmm.
think that's what have kind of kept me grounded is being a servant. And in this industry, you have to have a heart of a servant too. And that kind of comes back from me being an armor bearer and serving in the capacity. I always wanted to make sure that the next person or my client's visions was
Mm-hmm.
reality. I didn't put me first. So I think what helps me and what keeps me grounded is being um, humble, being just making sure that it's not about me. I don't
Right.
take credit for nothing. I give God all the praise. But
Yes.
the main thing, Linda, is the fact that it's about the heart. It's my heart first because I would do anything, even if my clients say, "Oh, I can't do it. I don't want to do it." Girl, we're gonna make it happen. We'll make it happen,
Right.
and I will
Right.
go out of my way to make it. And God has always and still, and I know for a fact, I've never gone lack. And there's sometimes when my husband can even tell you, "You did all of that for what?" And I said, but at the end of the day, did you see the smile? And at the end of the
Right.
day, it's going to pay off. So it's
Right.
it's what have grounded me was my heart being a servant in this industry. You have to be a servant.
You really do, and that love for people is everything to make sure.
Yeah.
In order to make sure that they have their wishes, um, to come true. So for the young ladies and or men who are interested in becoming a wedding planner, what advice would you give them at this moment?
The same advice that Preston gave me. You got the burning, get the learning. It's not about the pretty pictures. It's not
Mhm.
about the putting the beautiful centerpiece in the middle of a table because anybody can do that. There's a lot of that goes into being a wedding planner. There's a lot of logistics. There's timelines. There's a
Mhm.
lot of moving parts in this industry. And if you think that you can just walk in there and decorate a room, because we're
Mhm.
not just decorators, we are the captain. We are running the ship. As a planner, you have to be able to be flexible. You got to be able to pivot on a dime. You first of all, I want you to figure out what it is about this industry, what you love, because you cannot master every
Thing.
part of the industry. Because if you try to master all of it, meaning if you want to be the decorator, if you want to be the caterer, if you want to be the producer, if you want to be the planner, if you want to be the bridal concierge, you're gonna fail because you can't
Yeah.
be everywhere at the same time. So learn the part of the industry that you love, master that, learn it, perfect it. Find somebody that you can intern with. Find somebody that you can shadow. You may not get paid right away, but that's okay. It'll pay off in the end. Because if you
Right.
go out there and you try to do it and you try to you take on just to say that I did a wedding, and if you
Mhm.
start charging people and you get burned, guess what? It's not going to work out. Never, never, ever, ever. If you don't hear anything else that I say, never overpromise and underdeliver.
Awesome. That's awesome. Awesome advice. So, um, oh, Miss Brown said, do you plan birthday parties?
Yes. Yes, I plan. A lot of people think I'm just a wedding planner, but I do a lot of corporate
Mm-hmm.
events, social events, galas, fundraisers, and yes, Miss Brown, I do birthday parties. Now, is birthday parties one of the ones that I go after? A lot of times I source them out, and the reason why because people, not you, Miss Brown, but a lot of people say, "Oh, it's just a birthday party, so I'm not trying to spend all of that." Well, at a birthday party, you need a tablecloth, you need tables, you
Right.
need chairs, you need food, you
Right.
need planning, you need production. So it's not about the fact that it's just a birthday party, but yes, I do plan. Not a lot, but I do.
But you do them. So let me just say this to South Florida and everybody in that area. Tawana has a new event hall, and 1426 Fashion Week is thinking about coming back to Florida. So that'll be our comeback season for 27. And we'll talk further, and then we will let you all know what's the dates and what's the plan about it. So I know we'll be looking for models, designers, vendors, the whole works,
Wow.
because we'll be coming back. When I said I was finished, but people keep pushing me to do one, so I think the comeback for 1426 will be in Fort Lauderdale sometime in June 2027. So
That's
I want
amazing.
to take this time out to you to thank you for your time, for your expertise, and for all that God has poured into you that you are willing to pour back to others. And do you want to tell them? Or we have the information on the screen on how they can reach you. And girl, I don't want you to go, but it's so much that you got to do. And I know this was a valuable hour, and I appreciate it. And we'll see you real soon, y'all. When you get married or you just have an event that you need planning, you already know who to contact. So T, thanks again. And
thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Ever need us, we're here for you in any capacity.
I can't wait for the comeback. I can't wait for the comeback. You were the reason, you know, Linda, back in the day, you were the fashion for South Florida. So come on back home. We need you.
I'm coming just because of you. I just want you to know that. It's because of you. I am coming. I've already sent a message out to my team and they're like, for real? So we coming. Nice. We coming. I don't do anything. Good. I'm like you. I don't do anything. It's about my team. It's teamwork. Nice. And I have the greatest team in the world. So nice. I'll be talking to you real soon. So y'all, family, let's give a big shout out to T for coming in and spending the day with us or the evening with us. And before we go, and before I say like, share, and subscribe, I want to invite everyone in the Sugarland, Houston, Richmond, Sharon, all the areas to come out to Rose B. Johnson colon cancer. What is it? Fundraising. Here's a flyer. All the information is on it. If you need a ticket, that information is on there as well. And if you need to contact me, you know the number, which is 832-728-3124. So that date is August the 15th. Come on out for a fundraiser, but it's an all-white party. Y'all know it's that season too. And let's have a good time and support Rose B. Johnson colon cancer awareness, because we don't know what tomorrow holds for any of our family members. Okay, so that's a great event and a big invite to everyone in the city of Texas, in the state of Texas, the Beaumont, all of those areas, Port Arthur, everybody come on down. And we're going to have a great time raising money for colon cancer. So with that being said, Barry would be here saying, what, Linda? So we're going to like, share, and subscribe to get all the information. Join us each and every Thursday at 7 p.m., the Golden Square Podcast. And I say good night, all.
Golden Square Podcast.
Fashion, business, and more. Open up your mind when you walk through the door. Square off, come square off. Take a seat, don't fence. At the round table.